Hello and welcome. Sandy here. Of course it's me, it's my channel. And today I will show you how I made this swanky notepad holder with pen holder included. This video will focus strictly on the construction of the notebook holder and notebook. And in this example I used images from these two ThreeRoomStudio stamp sets to decorate it. The original idea for this is not mine. There are lots of videos out there for these holders, and I will add a link in the description to the video I used as a reference. I modified the measurements to suit the type of notepad I was using. These, as you can see, are top coil 3x5 inch notebooks from Staples, which come, I think, in a pack of 5 and are fairly inexpensive. They're just the kind men like my father-in-law wear in their shirt pockets. The measurements I'm showing here on the screen are for using 8.5 by 11 inch cardstock, which is what I have, and I needed 2 sheets of cardstock for each. Once all the cutting is complete, I will have 6 pieces. One 4 by 11 inch piece, one 5 by 10 inch piece, one 4 by 3 inch piece, one 3 3/4 by 2.5 inch piece, and 2 3 by 5 inch pieces. The 2 3 by 5 inch pieces are for the notebook front and back. I've removed the coil from the top, and these pieces don't need to be scored, so I'll just set them aside for now. I've got my mini scoreboard here, and starting with a 4 by 11 inch piece, I'll score it at 5.5 inches. This piece will be the part that later becomes the stand to prop the whole thing up. Next, the 5 by 10 inch piece. This one piece will form the pocket to hold the notebook and the pen. First, I'll score it at 1/2 inch and 4.5 inches along the short side. And because my scoreboard is not 10 inches long, I'll score it halfway down, then turn it upside down, and complete the scoring on the other side, meeting in the middle. Then I'll turn it to the long side and score it at 5.5 inches and 6 inches. The 4 inch by 3 inch piece is the one that will form the bottom of the stand. I'll score it on the shorter 3 inch side at 1/2 inch, 1.5 inches, and 2.5 inches. And the 3 3/4 by 2.5 inch piece will form the pen holder. I'll score it on the short side at 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 1.5 inch, and 2 inches. If you'd like to pause the video here and take a screenshot, here are all the cutting and scoring measurements. Just a bit of cutting needed here before assembly. I had to grab my glasses. On the 5 by 10 inch piece, I'm just cutting where the horizontal and vertical scoring lines meet on either side, and also cutting a small wedge on each tab. This will get rid of extra bulk so that everything will be nice and square. And then once that's done, I'll use a bone folder to get those folds nice and sharp. Once that's done, I'll use a 1/4 inch corner chomper to round off the corners of the longer end, and this will be the top of the holder. Taking the 3 3/4 by 2.5 inch piece, I'm folding again on all the score lines to form a square tube, and this is where the pen will go. On the 4 3 inch piece, each of the edges is folded toward the middle, and the middle is folded in the opposite direction, as you can see here. Now it's time to assemble. I have a good assortment of liquid glues here, and this time I used the Collage medium, which holds really well. But I have to say, now that I've made a few of these, I prefer the Nuvo Deluxe Adhesive the best. I find it stays just liquid enough for the perfect amount of time before getting just tacky enough to hold the pieces together. You could certainly use a tape runner or something like Be Creative tape, but I like having the ability to move pieces around before things become permanent, so liquid adhesive is nicer for that. Also, a quick note about the piece for the pen. I didn't do this in the video, but I found that cutting just a sliver off the side I'm gluing makes it fit more squarely. To assemble the stand, I'm taking the 4 by 11 inch piece and adhering it to the 4 by 3 inch piece on either side, and then I'll set that aside to dry. Next is the 5x10 piece that will become the pocket. Just a note, now would be a good time to add the decoration to the front, but I wanted to concentrate on the assembly of the elements for the purposes of this video. So to start, I apply glue to the first tab and I adhere it to the shorter side, which will become the front, making sure to square it up, and then do the same on the other side. Once that part is secure, I apply glue to the short side and tuck that inside to form the pocket, and then repeat that on the other side as well. So I now have the stand, the pocket, and the pen holder assembled, and we'll work on the notebook while these dry. So I've taken the coil off the notebook by just bending the ends of the wire out and twisting it to remove it. I'll be replacing the front cover with one of the pieces of the 3x5 cardstock, and then keeping the backing to preserve the structure of the notebook, but I'll be adhering the other 3x5 piece to the back to make it look nice. Using the original covers as a guide, I'm using a pencil to mark the holes, which I'll punch out using the smaller hole punch on my Crop-a-Dile. Because this cardstock is dark, I wasn't able to see the markings through the hole, so I went over it again with a white pencil, which worked much better, and I was able to punch out all the individual holes. And just erasing the lines with an eraser. And I'll do the same for the back. And again, finish off the bottom corners with my 1/4-inch corner chopper. Next, I'll line it up with the back cover. The curves of the corners were not quite lining up, so I used the corner chomper again on both pieces at once. And that just lined them up perfect. I adhere the cardstock to the back cover and set it aside to dry. I want to make sure it dries flat, so I place a large acrylic block on top, and then I weigh it down with a jar of rocks I just happen to have on my desk, as you do. While the notebook pieces are drying, I'll assemble the remaining pieces. Again, you could embellish at this point, but I wanted to show the assembly first. So now I'm here adhering the pocket to the stand, both of which should be the same measurements now. And at this point you could also add the pen holder, but I want to embellish the back, and so I'll place it last. While those pieces dry, I reassemble the notebook by replacing the coil and bending the ends back in place to secure it. So you can see here I have embellished the notebook off camera. I would suggest doing this before the notebook is reassembled, but again I wanted to focus on creating the notebook holder. With these measurements you have a 4 by 4 inch panel in front to play with, so I created a panel that is 3 3/3 of an inch by 3 3/4 of an inch to embellish with, and also a 3 3/4 by 2-ish inch panel to decorate the inside. In the interest of keeping this video short, I have not included the coloring and I will do a separate video for that. Again, I'm using the liquid glue to adhere the panel to the inside. And for the pen holder, it doesn't matter which way it faces since it goes inside and it is not seen. I'm applying glue to 3 sides and placing it inside the pocket with the unglued side facing right. You may want to only give the bottom 2/3 some glue to avoid excessive glue coming out the top. And now I'm just adhering the 3 3/4 inch by 3 3/4 inch panel to the outside, and it is complete. There are so many different ways to embellish these little holders, and I think they make a lovely gift. I've made a few of these lately. For this one, I used my own ThreeRoomStudio stamps. This one is an image from the greeting farm with a die cut from Simon Says Stamp. This was made using a die cut inlay technique, again with Simon Says Stamp die cuts. And this one uses images from Stamping Bella. I thought for this particular image it would also be a cute idea to put a hot chocolate packet in the pocket. All supplies used are listed in the video description below, including a link to my shop if you'd like to purchase these or any other ThreeRoomStudio stamps. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. Please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. If you use these ideas, I'd love to hear from you. For more inspiration, you may also like the video shown here. Bye for now.